Starter Pokemon, arguably the most important designs in any Pokemon game. So I studied every popularity poll, replayed every Pokemon game, and even took it to the streets, all in order to create the ultimate starter trio. And if anyone can get it just right, it's your boy ItzJhon. But in true ItzJhon fashion, I wanted to make it a challenge. That's why I've decided to pit my starter Pokemon versus the best starter Pokemon that AI can come up with. I'm confident we got this. So if by the end of this video, y'all would rather choose the AI starters, I'm gonna have to return my Pokemon Expert license. That's why I'm gonna use everything at my disposal to create the absolute best starter Pokemon possible. Now I've already gone over what makes a good starter Pokemon in a previous video, which I highly recommend you go watch if you haven't. But to condense it as much as possible, a good starter Pokemon has to do 3 things. Be an irreplaceable member of your team, introduce players to the fundamentals of Pokemon, and have a basic enough design that anyone can appreciate. To back up my claims even further, I collected data from all over the internet, tier lists, polls, YouTube video essays, you name it, all in order to answer the question, what makes a good starter Pokemon? To make these findings more visually appealing, I condensed all of my research into a tier list for each stage. For the first stagers, popularity is pretty evenly distributed. After all, it's pretty hard to go wrong on the little guys, so there aren't too many trends. However, what I did notice is the Pokemon that trended near the top had what I like to call the just a little guy eyes. In addition to this, the less popular first stages tended to be the ones that evolved into the less popular final stages. For example, less popular final stages like Meganium and Chestnut had negatively affected the popularity of Chikorita and Chespin, showing that a Pokemon's evolutions directly impact the perception of the first stage. And as a little added bonus, people seem to love birds, because Rowlet, Piplup, and Torchic all trend toward the very top. With the exception of Quaxly, bird-themed starters tend to do very well. Now the middle stages we start to see more defined patterns. The cool, sleek designs that can stand on their own are clear favorites, while the goofier ones that stray away from the first stage's design trend toward the bottom. And finally, we have the most important ones, the final stages. The trios from Gens 1, 3, and 4 typically trended upward, while the ones from Gens 5, 6, and 8 trended toward the bottom. And there's a reason for this beyond nostalgia, because it seems that people tend to dislike the ones that changed drastically from their previous forms. Emboar, Delphox, and Inteleon are prime examples that always tend to be at the bottom of every list. Another reason for this seems to stem from the complexity of the designs. The Pokemon that have a very obvious and over-exaggerated theme behind their design tend to trend downwards, while the designs that are more basic and concise seem to trend upward. So in summation, what did we learn? People tend to like the just a little guy eyes. Likability of first stage depends on likability of last stage. Birds are good. Cool middle levels over goofy ones. Starter design philosophy from Gens 1, 3, and 4 is preferred. And final evos that stay consistent with their evolution line. Now I could just use all my findings for all 3 starters, but it's important to note that a good starter trio have to complement each other. We can't have a starter trio of just 3 different colored Greninjas. For this reason, I'm going to distribute these successful traits evenly amongst the 3, in order to create 3 distinct evolution lines that don't outshine each other. Now over the years, there have been certain trends that fans believe the starters follow. For grass, it's evolving into a prehistoric animal. For fire, it's the Chinese Zodiac. And for water, it's semi-aquatic animals. I know people also like to believe the water starters have a weapon theme, but that's so far of a reach, I'm not even gonna bother. And that's saying something because these trends are already reaches. Despite this, I'm gonna go above and beyond and make sure our starters fit these anyway. But enough talk, I think it's time to unveil the ultimate starter trio. First up, we got the one, the only Wee-Wee, the Kiwi Pokemon. Filling our quota for the bird starter is the adorable Wee-Wee, a pure grass type that is curious but clumsy. Our fire starter is Viper, the Burn Viper Pokemon. If we follow the Chinese Zodiac pattern, and not acknowledge Fuecoco who seemingly broke the pattern, Viper would fit perfectly as the snake, a pure fire type that is mischievous in nature. And rounding out our trio is Waven, the Finn Pokemon, a pure water type. This guy is definitely an ankle biter that would be best friends with Gible, Totodile, and Fuecoco. Despite its small stature, it's very confident and prideful. Now like any starter reveal, you need to pledge allegiance to one of these 3 before we reveal their evolutions. So comment down below who you're locking in with. No cheating. Now that we're all locked in, At level 16, Wee evolves into Bulbeak, the Shoebill Pokemon. Keeping its pure grass typing, Bulbeak is based off the Shoebill, a really cool and unique bird that we don't really have in Pokemon at the moment. But at level 36, Bulbeak evolves into Terravian, the Terror Bird Pokemon. Terravian is as fast as it is jolly, zooming around without a care in the world. But don't let that jolly exterior fool you. Terravian is exceptionally strong, able to rip through solid rock with its ironclad beak and claws. Fitting in line with the pattern of grass starters being based on prehistoric animals, Terravian is based off of terror birds, which are an accurately named group of extinct carnivorous birds. Now, the ultimate starter trio wouldn't be complete without signature moves. Terravian's is called Dash Claw, an 80 base power physical grass move that raises the user's attack by 1 stage. Think of it like the physical grass version of Torch Song. Again, because this is the ultimate starter trio, I didn't want these guys just to be good, I wanted them to be the best. So I didn't just make them good in game, I made sure they were good competitively as well. Terravian's stat line would look something like this, allowing it to be a speedy physical attacker, perfect for any playthrough. But the real power of these starters lies in their hidden abilities, because I decided to give Terravian Speed Boost. It seems to be a reoccurring trend with the bird starters to have aggressive stat boosting playstyles, and Terravian is the pinnacle of that. Speed Boost pairs amazingly well with its signature move, allowing Terravian to effortlessly boost its attack and speed, making it a Pokemon that can easily snowball out of control. Faithful to its name, Terravian truly is a terror bird. Next up, we got Viper's evolution, Cobraze, the Blaze Cobra Pokemon, maintaining its pure fire typing. At level 36, Cobraze evolves into Basilaze, the Basilisk Pokemon, which now becomes a fire poison type. I find it funny that Basilaze here pulls a reverse Snivy, starting off as a snake and gaining appendages as it evolves, which was something I found really odd when Snivy did the opposite. Basilaze's signature move is called Burning Acid, a 70 base power fire move that deals super effective damage to rock types. Think of it like a different variation of the move, Freeze Dry. Now this move pairs perfectly with Basilaze's typing, as it allows it to have unresisted stab, meaning no single type resists it. Its stat line would look something like this, making it a bulky special attacker. Pairing amazingly well with its unresisted stab is the hidden ability, Adaptability, enhancing Basilaze's already potent stab moves even further. Last but not least, we have Waven's evolution line, starting off at level 16 with Balluga, the Razor Whale Pokemon, which also keeps its pure water typing. And finally, at level 36, Balluga evolves into Apexka, the Apex Pokemon, becoming a water ground type. Apexka is mainly based off of an orca, with some other aquatic animals mixed in. Its signature move is Riptide, a 100 base power physical water move that ignores the opponent's stat changes. Its stat line would look something like this, making it a slow, bulky physical attacker that's capable of taking hits and dishing them right back. For its hidden ability, I actually decided to give Apexka a new unique ability, which I like to call Superiority, allowing the user to copy any positive stat changes made by another Pokemon. This gives Apexka a very cool niche and opens the door to a lot of unique playstyles. For example, if you're versing a Pokemon that likes to spam the Iron Defense Body Press combo, Apexka can not only copy those buffs, but also cut down its opponent using its signature move that ignores stat changes. But that's not all. You can also use it strategically with a partner by having it use a setup move like Shell Smash, allowing Apexka to copy only the positive boosts, leaving you with an absolute unit of a Pokemon. Now I'm a big fan of when starter typings complement each other outside of the normal fire, water, grass triangle. So naturally, I hid one within my final stage trio here. Can anyone guess the pattern? I'll give you a second to pause the video. If you said double effectiveness, you'd be correct. Okay. Grass Steel is 4 times weak to Basilaze's fire typing, Water Ground is 4 times weak to Terravian's grass typing, and Fire Poison is 4 times weak to Apexka's ground typing. As if these starters weren't perfect enough, these wouldn't be the ultimate starters without amazing shinies. So for the shiny hunters, let's see those shinies. Taking a page from one of the best starter trios, I decided to give their shiny forms a little bit of a theme. The base colors are RGB, and the shinies are CMY. The Weary line keeps its yellow shiny all throughout, with a little blue popping up on Terravian. Not only does the blue make it a tad more flashy and unique, it also kind of makes logical sense, because when copper oxidizes, it goes from brown to blue. Autumn colors always look great on a grass type, but especially on these guys, as it doubles up and makes them look like chocobos. The Viper line also carries its new coloration all throughout, inverting its normal color scheme and really accentuating its poison fire typing. And finally, Waven's line breaks the trend, with Apexca dropping the cyan colors in favor of black and white, making it resemble the coloration of real orcas, with a little tinge of gold to make it look extra premium. You honestly can't go wrong shiny hunting for any of these. And now for the competitors. Let's see what the AI has cooked up to go against my ultimate starter trio. Everything from their descriptions to their art is 100% generated by ChatGPT. Leading the way is Budquine the Grass Starter, which seems to be a horse-inspired line. It has a new hidden ability in Verdant Stride, which boosts the power of charge moves. It looks like the AI couldn't decide whether it meant charge as in takes 2 turns to charge, or moves that literally have the Pokemon charge forward. At level 18, Budquine evolves into Canterleaf, keeping its monograss typing, and finally at level 36 evolves into Silvaquine. Not only does it gain the fairy typing, the AI even gave it a signature move in Floral Stampede, a move that's somewhat similar to my grass starter, but instead of raising attack, it lowers the opponent's defense instead. Seems like it couldn't choose whether this was a grass or fairy type move though. Moving on, we have the AI's fire starter, Igniguana, a fire lizard inspired line. It also comes with a new hidden ability in Mirage Heat, boosting evasion when hit by a fire move or being in sun. This one's actually pretty interesting, as we currently don't have a sun equivalent for the abilities Sandveil or Snowcloak. At level 18, Igniguana evolves into Scorcheard, which also keeps its mono fire typing. At level 36, Scorcheard evolves into Pyrosaurix, now gaining the dragon typing. Seems like ChatGPT really liked my fire starter, as this one is dangerously similar to Basile's. Its signature move is Blazing Tailstorm, a physical fire move that boosts speed, which makes it essentially the fire version of Quaquaval's signature move Aqua Step. And to round it out, we have the water starter, Pudver, a beaver inspired line. Its hidden ability is Lumberjack, boosting the power of cutting moves by 30%. Funnily enough, this is actually just a worse version of the already existing ability Sharpness, which already boosts the power of cutting moves by 50%. At level 18, Pudver evolves into Damver, gaining the rock type. And finally, at level 36, Damver evolves into Beavalanche, the Floodgate Pokemon. Its signature move is Aqua Barricade, which is a water rock move that raises the user's defense. Again, seems like the AI had trouble picking just one type for its signature move. And there you have it, my ultimate starter trio and the AIs. Are you sticking with your original choice, or are you changing teams? Is it a tough decision? Or are you not really feeling any of them? Have I been bested by the AI? Or did the indomitable human spirit prevail? I make sure to read every comment, so let me know in the comments down below. These videos take a lot of work, so if you enjoyed it, make sure to smash that like and subscribe button. As of right now, only 0.2% of ItzJhon viewers are subscribed, so let's see if we can hit that big 0.3. But anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao fellas.